Self-Love, Self-Healing, a unique program that's specially designed for you to take care of your holistic health and total well-being. In short, heal yourself, love your life, now and forevermore.
Yes, good morning. Good morning to Durian ASEAN. Self-love, self-healing. Myself, Dr. Avanish Shukla, once again with you. I welcome today's host, Dr. A.P. Shukla. And
Hello.
he's all the way from India. And of course, he is my father as well. And he's also practicing homeopath in India last 40 years. We are blessed today to have him here. And there will be a lot of sharing from his exhaustive experience. So, how do you feel, Dr. A.P. Shukla, here today?
I feel fine here, and several times I have been here. So it's good for me to be here.
Very good, very good. I believe we can warm up very good with good energy and give a good sharing about wellness and homeopathy
Yeah.
through this platform. So, how you been here so far?
I'm here for my MSc from CUCMS, and I'm here for my classes for 2 weeks. I'm here.
Very good, very good. So it's really fun talking to you here, and I believe that you like the weather of Malaysia. How do you feel? Is it too hot to compare with India?
Yeah. It's actually hotness of Malaysia is different from India. Actually,
In what sense?
here is some clouds and some rainy seasons.
Yes, I believe Malaysia is known for untimed rain.
Yeah. Really,
but that's what make the Malaysia cool.
Yeah.
So we have both the weather. We have extreme hot and we have again the coolness at any time.
Yes.
So the barometer of Malaysia is perfectly fine. When the temperature goes to 40, it automatically rains at any time of the day.
Yeah.
Very good. So I believe that you like the food as well here. How's the food experience?
Yeah, food here mostly like people non-veg, but we are actually vegetarian, pure vegetarian. So in restaurants, in hotels, maybe problem, but at home there is no problem.
Yeah, actually Malaysians are food eaters and they really love eating, and it's known as a food paradise.
Yeah.
And when we look into the broader prospect, the people come around the world just to eat in Malaysia. And you find all sorts of food here. And nobody can, it's a very blessed land. Basically, it's a very blessed land to have all sorts of food and very good culture. And we find even the weather also is as the day passes and the evening hours, you find there's not much heat you find, and the wind blows very nice. All these things are really good and blessed in Malaysia.
No, there is so many good things as law and order and as strict road sense.
Yes.
All these things are very good from other countries.
Definitely. Yeah, it's one of the exemplary
cleanliness also.
Country around the world. Definitely. So actually, I was more concerned to know that just give our audience a bit of a light of homeopathy background of you. How do you involve in homeopathy? What was your intention when you started studying homeopathy? Was there an accident, or it was your wish and desire?
Actually, in the year 1974, I enrolled in homeopathy at Lucknow State Mohan Homeopathic Medical College and Hospital.
So it was a government
hospital.
So you mean that in India, homeopathy in 1974 was approved by government?
Actually, at that time it was private, but in 76 it was approved.
It was recognized by government in 1976.
76.
So today we are celebrating almost in 40 years.
Yeah.
Wow, that's great.
And you can say that in India,
yeah,
there is no difference between modern science physician and homeopathic physician.
Wow, that is
equal.
very good.
They are whether it is salary is concerned or it is practice is concerned.
Very good, very good. Yes, so you were telling about the State Mohan Hospital, college.
So I enrolled there, and
1974.
Yeah. Right. It was my father-in-law who enrolled me.
So you've been given a dowry.
You can say.
In India, there is the father-in-law give only the dowry. Okay,
so that was a great thing for me.
Yeah.
That I would be a doctor.
Wow.
And so many things I learned from homeopathy and in my practice.
Yeah.
I completed my bachelor in 1983 because some years was for recognition, agitation for recognition by students and other all.
Oh yes, I think there was some revolutionary changes in that time. So you all been given an advantage later that.
Yeah.
Right. So how was after that? What happened then in your was it 3 years course or 4 years course? Or how long it was total?
That was 4 years course and bachelor degree, full bachelor of medicals, bachelor of medicines and surgery, BMS.
Wow. Oh, it's known as Bachelor of Medicine and Surgery. Wow.
Yeah, surgery is also involved there. Nowadays the degree called as a BHMS and surgery involved there from beginning.
From the beginning.
Yeah.
So it was 4-year course, and then you have internship, mandatory internship also. 1 year mandatory internship. Huh?
No, at that time it was 6 months internship.
Right.
But nowadays it's 1 year internship.
1 year internship. Yeah. Huh? Right. So that was the turning point of your life.
Yes, you can say.
What happened then after that? I mean, just share with our audience. They would love to know how does the homeopath dedicate to homeopathy and how they become the homeopath.
Actually, after completing my homeopathic physician, my graduation, I inaugurated my clinic, a small clinic. In July 2nd of July 1985.
Wow, your memory is really sharp.
Yeah.
Are you taking homeopathic medicine since birth? So I heard, because I would say that the UK based this the Queen Elizabeth family, Robert and the Prince Charles and all, the whole 3-4 generations they are taking the homeopathic medicine. And they claim in one of the paper which was published in paper that all the children and grandchildren are very, very good in memory because of homeopathy. And they dedicated homeopathic doctor for them to treat, So that's what I was wondering, that you remember even the 2nd July 1983. 85. So even I forgot it. Very good. Yes.
Actually, this is also with me in my family. When I became a homeopathic physician, till then, till now, I could not give a single tablet of medicine, of allopathic medicine to my family members.
Wow. So fully dedicated to homeopathy.
Yeah.
Everyone in your family.
Yeah.
That's very good. So the journey moves further and you started your clinic. How was your first experience while having your clinic? Would you like to share something about that?
Actually, in the starting, when a person come from college or university, so in practical life, some nervousness also prevail. that was also with me. But gradually, when cases come and the cases seen by me, so it was gone away.
Okay. What type of cases mostly you've been seeing so far? I mean, I believe almost 40 years of practice you have.
Yeah, actually, as you know, homeopathy known for chronic cases mostly.
Uh-huh.
But in my experience, I can say that very and very acute cases can cure by homeopathy.
Wow.
Very fast you can
Wow.
cure by homeopathy.
Ah.
Yeah. Oh, what I do.
Sir, tell me some of the examples maybe our listeners want to know about it. I mean, you said about the acute.
Yeah.
So what we will be seeing in that? Huh?
There are so many cases.
Like one or two examples, huh?
Just example.
Yeah.
It was evening, at least 6 o'clock.
Uh-huh.
I was in my clinic.
Mm-hmm.
One person came to me
Mm-hmm.
and say that, Dr. Sahab, can you go with me to my home?
Mm-hmm.
There is an emergency.
Wow.
So I went there
Mm-hmm.
and saw that a girl about 22 years old
Mm-hmm.
was faint down.
Oh.
Actually, just that attendant told me that she is felt.
Uh-huh.
So I had some medicines with me, and go and examine her. So she was failed at that time, and you can not imagine that it was homeopathic aconite,
Wow.
which I dropped in cotton and just put on her nostrils, and she get up within a few seconds.
Wow.
So it was acted as a intravenous injection, earlier than intravenous injection.
Wow, that's the magic. That's the magic.
Yeah.
Okay. So I would request here all the listeners that do not try aconite just to inhale in your nose whenever you get fainted. Of course, it does work. It does work. But Dr. Shukla has his own expertise to understand and assess that particular case. As he mentioned, he observed the case. So each individual has a different need of homeopathic medicine, as it depends on individualization. Right? So it was really nice case. So it is no myth that homeopathy only good for chronic cases.
Yeah.
It does work faster or even as equal as like a modern medicine.
Yes.
As what he mentioned, the case of fainting, and that 22 years old girl has got back within seconds,
Yes.
as like an intravenous injection been given. Right, very nice. That's really good. So, any other things that you found really challenging in homeopathy in your practice so far?
Yes, I can discuss you a case which was delivery case by cesarean, and very good from very good hospital. It was,
Yeah.
and after a few days of delivery, after discharge the patient, her stitches were suppurated badly, and there was very much pus formation. So they came to me, and I just went to them and saw the case, and I told them that you have to take my medicine, and also that bandage and all
dressing
the
part,
dressings,
they need to have have a dressing along with your medicine also, right?
So it was challenging for me. That case was very much separated, and stitches, at least 5 stitches were
were made on that on that area.
So at least within 10 to 12 days it was recovered by my homeopathic medicines, my application, and my all these
approach.
Yeah.
Homeopathic approach.
Yeah.
Right. So you have challenged that allopathy could not manage to properly, or
Nowadays
what?
I also can challenge it that if I stitch a case
Mm-hmm.
and I treat by homeopathy,
Mm-hmm.
then I will cure by homeopathy before the allopathic treatment.
So it is a great challenge
Yeah.
to the antibiotics.
Yeah.
Because as what I know, that when we will operate or when we will stitch anything
Yeah.
or any surgery has been made, we will prescribe the only the antibiotics.
Yeah.
And minimum antibiotic is for 5 days, 3 to 5 days.
Even in case of injury,
Yeah.
there is no need to take injections like ATS.
Okay. Tetanus
Yeah,
and all,
homeopathic
huh?
medicines can prevent and cure very fast.
Wow, that's very good thing for the listeners, I believe, huh? That's you mean that the homeopathic medicines can be given in a place of anti-tetanus,
Yes.
and it will be as effective as the TT injections.
Yes.
Wow, that is really great. That is really great.
Thank you.
Yeah. So after doing all these practices and anything that you have concluded that or anything, something which you would like to see in a future for the homeopathy, what does that mean? I mean, if I look in India, it has a very matured homeopathic place.
Yeah.
And when I look into Malaysian context, it is an infant stage. So there's a two different heights which I look into that.
Yeah.
And you've been practicing in that area. I mean, 40 years of practice and 5 years of education, 45 years as a live practitioner in front of me. So I think you may have a lot of experience and understanding of the subject.
Yeah.
So what you feel and how you feel it will be, or is there any lacuna, any weakness or any gap? That
Actually, every therapy, you can say every pathy has its own limitation.
Mm-hmm.
That's why homeopathy is also has its own limitation.
Mm-hmm.
But there is very much a vast scope of homeopathy, because all other pathies give the other problems, creates the other problems in the body when it applies. But homeopathy, as far homeopathy is concerned, it has no reaction, it has no other action on the body, anti-action on the body. That's why it has very much scope
in
the future. Yeah.
In the future.
And in Malaysia also it has very much scope. It should be spread up in Malaysia also.
Definitely. We say that in
my blessings are for this is
definitely in Malaysia, the government is very committed towards traditional and complementary medicine.
Yeah.
With the new act, we are really vibrating the energy more, and with the people awareness on the platform such as like what we're doing in self-love, self-healing through Durian Asian, I believe definitely the message will go across. We will have a more outreach, so that it will be more and more benefit to the public and people.
Yeah.
And it was really love time talking to you, and I believe that the part homeopathy does and the healing what homeopathy does, it somewhere connects to the internal body.
Yeah. You can say it's just spiritual science.
Mm-hmm.
Spiritual science.
When
when physical science finished its own action, then spiritual science starts its action.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if we will say in a layman language, I mean, listeners would like to know that where the physical science ends. If you can precisely tell one or two sentences on it. Yeah.
When its physical scenes are there. After whatsoever you are unable to see, that is finish. Physical science. So homeopathic medicines act on the human body as a whole, as a unit, and it acts. Actually, every person, every human body has its vital force. Vital force, and first by disease force, first vital force deranged, then physical body deranged. First derangement occurs in vital force. So homeopathic medicines boosts the vital force of the human body, and that's why human vital force, when it's strong, became strong, then it fight to
cover
disease
the
force.
To recover the disease. Oh, right. So on this self-love and self-healing point, I would just love to share with our listeners that how does self-love heal self?
Actually, one should pride on his own.
Yeah.
This is the self-love. Actually, a human being is a most important person. But it is to be realized by himself.
Very true.
It is to be realized by himself. So when a person realizes that he is the most important person, then his inner glimpse very much, and this stage and that stage, there is no disease, there is no illness, there is no sickness.
Very, very truly said that the person should give importance to themselves, or about himself or herself. But how and what we should do to have that?
Actually, person has to go inside. What happiness we trace outside, in outer things, in all the materialistic things, there is no happiness, because it is in our within.
It is within.
Yeah. So when we go and realize to ourselves, within ourselves, then it become automatically
better. Right. So meaning to say that self-love through self-healing, or self-healing through self-love, is to realize within. Capacity within.
Capacity.
That is what you are trying to address to our listeners.
Yeah.
That to realize that you are an important person, to realize that you have really good things in you, and every individual deserves to be happy and deserve to be loved by himself and by others. Right? Very true. And that's how the healing triggers, and that's create the self-healing. Right?
Because our soul is pure.
Yes.
And is calm, cool. So when we realize our soul in actual form, then it become already.
So that's where it becomes the self-healing. That's the point that triggers the self-healing. Perfectly fine. So I would really, thankful you have shared a lot about you and homeopathy, and how's your life turned to homeopathy, as I mentioned about dowry given by your father-in-law.
Thank you very much to you and listeners also.
Yeah, and I'm very much sure that the sharing which you have given on this platform, it has
I'm
helped.
thankful to Durian ASEAN also.
Yes, it has definitely helped, and we will talk to you again in next session, more detail about certain issues of homeopathy and the wellness of and the self-healing of the body, and self-love, self-healing. We will meet up again in next session.
Thank you.
Thank you.